Thank you very much, Elisa, for doing this session. This session is made possible because we have absolutely awesome sponsors. And of course, the main sponsor for the event is Watchful. And Watchful is, we're very grateful for Watchful and all of our other sponsors that have made this event possible. And thank you. Please take the time to go to the expo hall and pop in to say hello to each of the sponsors that are there. And we will really appreciate that because we appreciate them. So Elisa is from Germany, I believe, and she is has been part of the Joomla official Joomla leadership team in the past, doing design stuff for the project, among a lot of other things. But Elisa, I'm going to zip it right now. You go ahead and introduce yourself, give people as much information as you would like them to have about you, and go and start your session on Yootheme Pro. And thank you for being here today.
Okay, thank you, Joe. So my name is Elisa and I come from Germany and I run coolcatcreations.com. I work with Joomla since 16 or 17 years. So it was right in the transition between Mambo and Joomla. Yeah, and well, something about my work. When a new customer approaches me and asks me for a quote for a new website, I actually consider the needs and the budget for the customer. Which budget does he has for his website? And when it's a startup, for example, or a small business owner, I think that Yootheme Pro is an excellent tool to deliver both quality to a reasonable price and also performance. And that's the session from today. 2 weeks ago, I was sitting at a restaurant here in Schwäbisch Hall. Schwäbisch Hall is the town I moved to 2 years ago. And you see it at my screen. It's a very small, beautiful, touristy town. And yeah, I was there at a restaurant. Where is it? Here. I was sitting here outside and I talked to the business owner and they said that they struggle a little bit of the consequences of COVID-19, of course. They need to find employees, and also the war in Ukraine has consequences because prices are rising and so on. So we have your business owner, which has some challenges to do. And what is a web designer doing? I was sitting somewhere hearing of challenges. Of course, I first checked their website. How can I help them? And I came to this website. There's a homepage with some hidden news in there. They have the menu on the website. What's offered. There's another menu item where I can download the menu. Another menu item about the opening hours. Something about the catering and events. And there's a contact page. Google Map and an imprint. So I thought maybe I can make something like a win-win situation and help these people with their website, and same time show to you how such a website could be built with Yootheme Pro. What did I do? I first prepared blank Joomla installation on my local host. It's the latest version 4.1.2, and I installed Yootheme Pro on it. Yootheme Pro has a very big advantage that it runs on both on Joomla 3 and on Joomla 4. And I would not recommend to start with Joomla 3 because we have already for one running. But if you are depending on maybe an extension which is not developed yet on Joomla 4, but you know you want to switch as soon as possible to Joomla 4, you could start with Yootheme Pro, use the Joomla 3 component of this extension, and the switch is very, very easy. You can just, so if all extensions are Joomla 4 ready, you can just upgrade your website to it. Yeah, so I installed Joomla. I installed Yootheme Pro, which is a template framework. And I did some small preparations just to get started faster. I prepared two categories, a category called food and drinks, one category called legal for the imprint and the privacy policy. You see there are no articles in there yet. I prepared a custom field group called food and drinks. I will not explain Joomla custom fields in this session, but it's very easy to set up a custom field group. And I have 3 fields here for description, allergens, and price for the food. And what did I do? I added also a footer menu, which is not filled in yet as well. So beside that, I did not prepare anything for this website. And what I prepared here also took me maybe 15 minutes or less, just to be quicker to show you Yootheme Pro. So how to activate Yootheme Pro. I go into System, into Site Template Styles, and here we have Yootheme, and I select it to be the default template of my website. Now I click on Yootheme and click here on the Customize button. And now I have a side-by-side view. So you have here on the left side the Yootheme menu, and on the right side you have a preview of the website already. It's a live preview, but changes are only applied when you click on Save. So you cannot destroy anything. You just have to go on Cancel, and if you are not satisfied with any result. The first thing to do in Yootheme Pro is to enable the menu. You can enable the menu here in the menu item Menus. And you see here I have my 2 menus, main menu and footer menu. And here at the bottom I have some positions where I can select which menu I want to show at certain positions. And in the navbar position, I want to show the main menu. And now you see at the top right, Home appears. As said, it's a blank Joomla installation, and in the blank Joomla installation, you have the Home menu item already prepared, but no other menu item. So I have here the Home item. But when I switch to mobile view, and that's a very nice thing in Yootheme Pro, you can select here at the bottom left corner, here at the bottom, which device preview you want to see. So I have here the large desktop, I have the smaller one, you see it, it's smaller now. I have the tablet preview and the mobile preview, and you see I lost my home menu item. That's because on mobile position, I can select any other menu I want, but I want to have here the main menu as well. And you see now here the burger icon, and I can open the menu here at the top. And I just save it. And now I have here the menu at the top. That's a very important setting. The second important setting when it comes to the menu is that I set the home menu item to a single article item. The initial installation of Joomla is featured item for home, and I need to change it to be able to add the page builder in it. So I click here on main menu, I click on home, I can edit the menu items directly here from Yootheme, and I say I want to have a single article, and I create a new article called maybe welcome or whatever, welcome. I leave it uncategorized, doesn't matter. I save and close it and save it. And now it's the welcome article. It was an important setting just to see the menu and to make it working in Yootheme Pro. Next thing, some settings to do is in the layout here. So in the layout, when I click here on the menu item, I have several things I can set up. For example, inside, I can upload a logo. And I already put the logo into the image folder, also to save time. So I have here the logo image. I just click here on select image, and in the logo folder, I have here a SVG file, and I give this SVG file width, and I have here the logo of this restaurant. Maybe make it a little bit bigger, like that. I can save and apply it, and now I have the logo here at the top. In the mobile view, maybe this logo is too high. So when I switch to mobile view, you see it's cut off here. And I want to upload a separate mobile logo. And I can select this one I prepared and also give it a width. And now it appears here for the mobile view. So we have already a menu and we have already the logo prepared in here. That's the layout options. Then let's switch again to the desktop view. We have some header options we can set up here. The header options, we have several layouts to choose from. And when I click here on this icon, you see I have an option to display a logo at the left, and right behind the logo, the menu, or centered, or maybe the logo in the center. Let's just click here and see what happens. So I have here now the logo at the center, and the menu items, they divide on the left and on the right side from the logo. Or we also have the option to have also the off-canvas menu already in the desktop view. So we can access the menu from here, or maybe even a model view. And when I click here on model, opens with the menu. But for now, I want to have the logo at the left and the menu on the right, like it was. And some other options to do here in the header is that I can select that the menu should be a sticky menu or sticky on scroll up. But when I select it now, it does not have any effect because I cannot scroll now. So let's just leave it static, and we can maybe play with this at the end if we have still time. Next options is to set up the mobile view. I can click here on mobile, and let's also look at the mobile preview. I can select at which breakpoint the mobile menu should appear. And I can also have a sticky menu at the mobile view. I can select if the logo has to be centered on the left. The menu toggle should be on the right for me. And I can say that the canvas should be also on the right, because when I click now, I think that's quite confusing. Let's display the off canvas also on the right. Here we go. The other settings here, I come to the footer absolutely later. Top, sidebar, bottom. Let's see if we have time in the end to cover this. But one very nice thing about Yootheme Pro is the style settings. We have here, that's the main menu I came from. Sorry for clicking that fast. Yeah, the style menu, when you click on here, you have a lot of settings you can change about the fonts and the colors of the template. And when you click here on this fuse, you have also pre-built styles from Yootheme Pro. So you can select maybe a template that goes quite into the direction you want it to go to. You have also here, you can select, I want something with a black background or something colored. You can select something that has a beige color, something else, and use it as a quick start for building your template. So this is the restaurant, and I think beige would be a nice color to start with. So I just take this template here, and you see that it automatically switches to better matching template for this restaurant. I click on save, and here in global, I can select some main colors of the template. So I have here muted background, I have the normal background of the side, I have a primary background and a secondary background. And from this global section, the colors, they are distributed to every other sections, like cards and button colors and so on. So this is in the global settings. That's the first area where you change colors of the template. And as a secondary background, for example, I want to have the red of the color. For that, I have a tool. It's actually written by my brother. It's available at the Apple Store. It's called Color Doggy, if anyone wants to use this tool too. And I just double tap on Shift and I can copy the color I want to use and paste it here. I can share the link later to Color Doggy. So this is my secondary background I want to use on my template. And let's have a brown color also. I will select one of here, maybe something darker. Let's take this one. And I want to use this as a primary background. Oops. Okay. So this is my primary background. The red is my secondary background. And I'm okay with the other colors for now. I just want to change the fonts. For example, not Roboto. I like the Noto Sans font very much. Also this. And here as well. So I just use one font family for the whole site. And I can go here back to the style settings and access other settings from the main style settings here. If I hover something on the left side, I have a tooltip which area I have to change something about that. For me, the logo has not enough spacing to the top. And I see I have to change either the Navbar or the utility to change something about this here. So let's see in the Navbar, I can add a padding to the top, maybe 10 pixel, and a padding to the bottom, also 10 pixel, and save that. And now it looks a little bit nicer. Maybe we will change something about the style settings later, but that's for now. Just one more thing is that I can preview all UI components here at the top. So I can tick this and I see how everything is set up till now. But it's quite okay, I think. Now already we start to build our home page. In the beginning, I switched the home article to a single article. It's because Yootheme Pro just hops on the single article and puts the builder elements on it. When I click here on builder, you see that I'm able to create a new layout. And then I click here on layout. I have an empty section created. I can create as many sections I want. You see here a lot of empty sections now. And let's make a header section first. So in the section on the right, on the section description, I have a pen. And when I click on it, I can select a background image for the section or even a video. When I click here on select image, I can select here a header for this page. You see already a header here. And now in the section settings, I can define that, for example, the height of the section is viewport minus 20%. So we have here the background image of the section. And for the image itself, I can add some settings. Let's edit the settings of the picture here. For image size, I choose cover. So it's always full size of this header. It should be center top center here. So I see more of the sky. And I can set an image effect. For example, parallax. And when I scroll here with the parallax effect, no, I cannot scroll like this. There's not enough content yet on the site to view the parallax effect. But I want anyway to set the header image to fixed. So when I scroll later through the page, I can actually make it a little shorter. No. When I scroll later through the page, it's fixed in the background. It's kind of a parallax effect. And then there are two more options. I can set up a background color in a blend mode and an overlay color for the image. That's always in the section settings. I want to have a slight black overlay. It looks a bit more modern, and I'm able to maybe add a headline in the middle of the header later without any complications, like when I, oops, that was too fast. When I want to add a text, for example, welcome or something, then I can recognize it better when it's on this background. So this were the section settings. Either I can upload an image or a video, or in the settings, I can also define that the background has the muted color, primary color, or secondary color. And in the advanced options, I can give the section a name, for example, header. I save this, and here's the header, and I can save this header also to a library here with this icon, or copy it. Okay, that doesn't make any sense to copy it, but I can save it to a library and use it in other layouts as well. Speaking of the library, there's a library button at the top here. And when I click on library, I have here predefined layouts that I can use. So maybe if there's a home page, that fits my needs, I can just select a layout from the library and reuse it, just fill it with other contents and use it for my own site. So they're very nice predefined layouts. And now I click on cancel, not to lose my header. And when I save my header, I can save them to my layouts. And then they are here in the My Layouts section. So I can reuse my layouts over the site. And I'm also able to save the layouts, export them and use it on other sites as well. That's a very nice feature. So this was the header. And now let's just create the site very fast. I have here on their website the daily dishes they offer. And here I can create another section on the website. And when I click on this plus icon, I can add some elements. When I click here, model opens and offers me a lot of elements that I can use on this website. For example, I can display an alert, a countdown, a headline, image. I can add an accordion, a gallery. There are several pre-built elements that I can use in Yootheme Pro. And for the first thing, I want to add a headline. Here's my headline. And I write here, that's our menu. And each element in Yootheme Pro has not only a content tab, but also a settings tab where I can set, for example, which HTML element should this be displayed. This is my H1, that's right, but maybe I want to display it in another size. So I select here another style. For example, it should be displayed as H3 or as H2. Choosing the right HTML element is very essential for accessibility and that the structure of the site is correct. But maybe you want to have another style. So you can select another style, how the headline should be displayed, but the HTML element is still H1. Then next thing is I want to add another headline because I want to present the daily dishes. And I copy just our menu headline and I add the headline, our daily dishes, and change the settings to H2. And I want to display it like it was H3. And I save it again. The next thing is that I want to display the daily dishes in a nice grid. So I create another element and add a grid element in here. And the grid element is a multiple element. That means I have not only the content and settings for this element, but I have different items in there. So I add one item. And you see already here's a title and a lorem ipsum text. And I can just copy something from the daily dishes, or I just write it's a soup with croutons. Oh, wait, I just copy it. It's German, but I hope you don't care. And then there's a price for the soup. And it looks like that. And I can add as many grid elements I want to this. I just copy the soup element. So you see it here, soup, 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 soup. But I'm not satisfied so much with how it looks like now. So I can select in the settings of the grid how it should look like. Let's click on settings. And I have here the setting for the column gap, the row gap. I can enable a masonry layout. I want to have it in 4 columns, so the soups are next to each other. I want to have a default card. Looks like that now, but I need some more padding here around it. So I have here small padding around these grids, and I want to have a little less column gap in between. Let's make this small, and you see, yeah, that's quite easy to build such a grid element. And I can also see a preview here again, how it looks on mobile. And I think it's quite okay. Maybe on mobile, I want to have the headline centered. So there's also a setting for it. I click here on the headline element in the settings. I have here text alignment left, but on small screens, I want to have them centered. So here it's centered, but on the desktop, it's not centered. So it's very easy to define how the website is responsive and how it works. So I set this daily dishes headline the same, left and center, and it looks like that.
So Elisa, we have somebody has asked an interesting question as you're building this homepage, and the question is this: isn't it better to put this type of content into an article so it's easier for people to manage instead of typing directly into the page builder?
Yes, that's a very good question, because it leads us to the next topic I want to show you. I have here the daily dishes at the top, and I wanted to show you that we can add here a dynamic content at the bottom. So for the dynamic content, I can pull some Joomla articles directly in Yootheme Pro. And how is it done? To display the articles, we need to have them. So I close the Yootheme builder. And in the beginning of the session, I showed you that I create some custom fields for description, allergens, and price. And I created a category called food and drinks. Now I'm adding a new article. Let's create some articles in the foods and drinks category. I click here on new, and yeah, we have here a big salad, and here in the custom fields of food and drinks, I just copy this. Sorry, that's German, but I think it doesn't matter. Oops, not easy to copy. Okay. I have here the description of the dish. I have the allergens that are displayed here, that are numbers. And here at the bottom, there's the legend of the allergens. But let's add them here. And then we have a price for it. Let's say just $9.30 or what it was. And in images and links, I can add image. I have the salad image here. Okay, that's a big salad, and then let's do some schnitzel. I add some German food with potato salad. Allergens are the same, whatever, just for demonstration. Save and close, and so on. So I can add as many articles I want here to the food and drinks category. And now let's switch back to Yootheme Pro. So I go to the home dashboard and access Yootheme Pro here very quickly from the quick item. And I add here another grid. Again, a grid. And I do some settings. Again, maybe secondary grid. No, primary is okay. Small padding. And I want to display an image, for example. Okay, that's good for now. Now I switch back to the content tab and I add one item, just one. And in this item, I click on the Advanced tab. And here I can select some dynamic content to pull from a category, articles from a category, for example, from food and drinks. And in the Content tab, I have to say which field should go into title, which field should go into meta, into content, into image, and so on. So in the title, I pull the title, and you have the schnitzel and the big salad. And the meta, maybe I want to show the allergens, and it just pulls the Joomla custom fields and displays them here in this grid. And in the content, I just want to display the price. And in the image, I want to show the intro image. Image alt would be intro image alt. So schnitzel does not have any image, that's why it's empty, but big salad has an image here and it's automatically displayed here. So when I create any content in the category, any new content, in food and drinks, any food, it will be displayed on the side here automatically. Yeah, and so you can add as many elements you want to the home page, and let's get back to Yootheme and the builder. All this multiple items, elements, also the basic elements, they are all capable to pull dynamic content. So I can make a slideshow maybe of the dishes as well. If I select here the slideshow item, I can add a single item in it. And in the Advanced tab, I can select that it should pull specific content from food and drinks. And here an image, select again intro image, might be a bit small for it, yeah. And title should be title. And so I have a slideshow made of the Joomla articles. Yeah, and imagine the time you would need to write such overrides in Joomla. It would be very time consuming. But here in Yootheme Pro, you just can select a specific element, put it into a section, and pull the Joomla custom fields from it. And you're not dependent of Yootheme Pro, because if you one day want to switch to another template or something, and maybe one day you want to write overrides, then you have still your Joomla core content articles here. Has nothing to do with Yootheme Pro at this point.
Well, Lisa, we have a whole bunch of great questions that people have jumped in here with. First of all, they're extremely excited about this. Some of the questions, I'm going to go back earlier. Is it possible for the content to be edited from the front end in Yootheme Pro?
So you can edit you can access the page builder from the front end. Absolutely. I can show it in the moment or afterwards. It looks just like the same, like in the back end. And of course, if you use just Joomla core articles with the custom fields, you have the same edit possibilities as before. So.
And one of the other questions is, you were talking about custom fields. Mark typed in the question, what if you have more than 2 custom fields? Does it matter how many custom fields you have?
No, it doesn't matter how many custom fields you have, and you can also use repeatable custom fields. So maybe if you want to have something like a gallery in an article and you want to have custom fields for it, you can create repeatable custom fields with a title, image, and whatever. And then you can select this as a content source in Yootheme Pro as well.
And Danica asked the question with regards to content creators. Is it possible to restrict content creators to access only, quote, my layouts and not Yootheme layouts, so they have freedom to create or change pages that are on brand?
I'm not sure if you can restrict the pro layouts, maybe. No, I'm not sure about it, if you can restrict that, but maybe you can educate your customers somehow not to use them, but to use the pre-built layouts that you already defined. But one more thing I wanted to show now is that it does not make sense for this website now, but you can also create so-called Yootheme Pro templates inside Yootheme Pro for how articles are displayed. And that's also a very nice feature. And it has also to do with dynamic content sources. So now I have here this dynamic content source. You can recognize it also by this database icon here. And I can access the article itself from this point when I set the link to the article link, like that. And now you have a read more item, read more button here. And when I click here on read more, you see the actual Joomla article with how it would be displayed in Joomla with the custom fields below each other. And one possibility is just to use the builder again, or maybe I want to have all food and drink items displayed the same. And then we have here this template section in Yootheme Pro. When I click here on templates, I can create a new template and I name it food, just food. And I select that this template should be restricted to the category food and drinks. I click on save, and now you see here a builder button appears on the right. And when I click here on the builder button, I can again create something with the builder, but it's applied to each article of the food category. And when I select here new layout, I can pull again the sources from the dynamic content. I can say the source is the article. And I pull here, for example, the title. Because time is running fast, I show you what I already prepared before. It's here on this local host. So I made this whole website before. I've selected the logo. I set up a menu. I have here the header. And that's how I set it up before. You have also this nice filter possibility, and that are all Joomla articles. I have here some button elements to download the menu, the allergens. I have an element for the map. And if you work with Yootheme Pro for some time, you really don't need more than 1 hour to create a website like this, including the other sub pages are already created. And that's really nice because you create a website which is very affordable for the customer. And yeah, as said, it's very performant. I uploaded it to the web, and when you look at the page speed insights for the mobile view, I have here performance of 90, which is quite good. I would say good enough, at least. And for desktop view, I have 100% for the performance. And I want to reply to as much questions you have, but before we go into the questions, I want to show you something really cool. There's an extension from Zoolanders for Yootheme Pro. It costs a bit, but it's extremely powerful. I created a Google Sheet with the whole menu of this restaurant. That's the Google Sheet. And for the dynamic sources, I can also connect to this Google Sheet. And in the page I already prepared, let's see where it is. Too many tabs again. Here. I go into the administrator. And here in Yootheme. And I have here content item which says all food. And I have here the daily dishes and here the other ones. And they are all text, beer, cocktails, main dishes, hot drinks, and so on. And it's also dynamic content. And it pulls everything from the Google Sheet here. And that's made by the extension by Zoolanders. And it's very useful because I know some of my customers, I explain them how to use the page builder or how to create the Joomla articles, but they have a really stressful business. They have to run their restaurant. They don't want to take care of any Joomla logins or something. And I can just share with them this Google spreadsheet and say, if something changes about your price, just change it here. And it's all updated automatically on your website. And this Zoolanders extension has also content sources for Instagram, TikTok, Google business reviews, and so on. So it's a very nice tool. I can recommend it if you want to make editing content even easier than log into Joomla backend. Yeah, that's for now. Shoot with the questions, Joe.
Well, first of all, I'm seeing lots of comments that says fantastic. Laura says mic drop. Very impressive. It is great. There's so many fantastic things that you can be doing with it. Now, there was one lady that asked a question about mobile speed. Janet had asked a question about, she launched Joomla for Yootheme website at the beginning of the year, but she's struggling with the site speed, especially on mobile. But you showed that you perform pretty good on mobile, so it might have something to do with hosting or maybe other intangible items. Do you have any comment on that?
Yes, so when you create the Yootheme Pro website, you can use some of the pre-built styles from Yootheme Pro, which are here, but you can add also own styles. And I have an own style used. This is my, I created a child theme for Yootheme Pro, and I have here own less folder where I can comment out everything here is it, let's make it bigger. I can comment out here everything I don't need actually. I don't need any comment-less file. I don't need any alerts on the website. I don't have any progress bar shown on this website. So I commented out here every less file that I absolutely won't need. Of course, if the customer later on adds some of a countdown or progress bar, then it might break the site because the less file is missing for it. But some of the things you can plan that you will not need them at all later on. So you can comment them out in your own less file. and increase the performance. That's actually when I do a own template, an individual template, and I create SAS files. Even if I use Bootstrap or something, I comment out everything I need in the template. So this is a way you can improve the site performance. The other thing is, of course, the hosting of the website. And the third thing is PageSpeed would notify you that, for example, the width and height of the image is not set properly, so you can fix this. Actually, it says here image elements do not have explicit width and height, but for this, it's because you can set up in Yootheme Pro in settings, advanced. You can, oh, look, I have here Bootstrap. I disabled Bootstrap because I don't need it at all. And I have here lazy load images, and I can serve the images as WebP images. So this also helps to increase the performance of the site.
That's fantastic. Yes, and I know we're over, but we're going to squeeze one more question in. Any security concerns when using external sources such as Google Sheets?
I check that. So there's authentication you go through. You connect the sources to each other. I'm not sure about security concerns. Maybe someone has feedback about this. But when you go onto the page itself and you check the network connections, there's no GDPR issue or something. It's cached in the background and showed on the website. So no visitor will get in touch with Google at this moment.
That's awesome. Wow, this is a fantastic tool, and I'm really, really happy that you turned me on to it. I really, really like it. How are we doing for time here? Are we out of time at this moment?
No, we have still 7 minutes.
Oh, we've got still 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, great, because I can't see my schedule because I'm only on just the one thing. Please go ahead. Any more questions for Elisa while we have her here? Do you type them into the chat or into the Q&A?
So there's also the possibility to create own elements for Yootheme Pro. It's not that hard. You can, I showed you here, right? Here's the current project I was showing to you. And when I add in the templates folder, another folder called Yootheme, and then underscore, and then whatever, I can select this folder as a child theme, and then I can override already existing elements or even create my own. I find the elements here in the vendor folder. No, not vendor. Yeah, Yootheme builder. And here are the elements. And every element has, for example, a grid folder and a grid item folder. And I can copy this. And then I put it into the child template here, into a builder folder. Like that. So now I have here in the builder folder grid and grid item. And on the website itself in advanced, I can select the child theme. I have to reload it to make it visible. Settings, advanced, and then here's the child theme. And now my grid item is overwritten, and I can add even more fields to it. That's when, for example, I had for the menu, the image, the price, the allergens, and I want to create a specific layout. Then I can add the fields here in the elements JSON file. And here I have the title, for example, in the meta, and I can add just any other field to it. I name it hello, hello, and then something at the bottom, another hello field. And I think that should be enough to make it visible. I go into the builder here, select the default grid. And here's my hello field. So it's very easy to add own fields and create overrides of the existing elements or use it as a base for our own element. It's very nice.
Wow, that's for me, that's mind-blowing. That was easy. Really nice. Yeah. Danica is wondering if you can quickly show front-end editing.
Yes, maybe. Maybe I want to show you this as well. That's something I made for Mark. And let's see if I can, yeah. System. That's actually first, maybe someone saw I offered on Twitter to transform the page into Yootheme Pro. But in the end, I had not enough time to make this. That's a website Mark made. It's a very nice project. And let's set the session handler. It's already set to shared sessions. So, something is wrong set up with my site. I show it to you with my own website, maybe. Okay, so if you want to edit your contents, you have at the bottom right corner the edit field. And it looks better than that, but it's because I disabled the less file. I click here on the Yootheme Builder icon, and I can just access the builder from the front end as well.
Ian is saying, Elisa, we need a series of sessions, please. This was fantastic. Very good. We want an encore. You should do like a whole series. You are very, very good at presenting Yootheme Pro.
Maybe in the last 2 minutes, I show you some real life projects I made with Yootheme Pro. This is, for example, a company nearby. They create software for hospitals. And I created some special Yootheme Pro elements here, where I have this switcher tab, this special menu here. And it's very easy to build the websites like that. It's modern, it's fast, and easy. Then I have another website to show. For example, this one. It's all Yootheme Pro, and you can create the sections. And 1 minute left. I did not show you. I have here the sections and the elements, but you have also for the lines that are here, separate settings to define columns. So that's something also my customers really struggled with the Joomla editor when they created contents. They wanted to have an image side by side with a headline and text and so on. And that's really, really easy to build contents with Yootheme Pro like that. And for the images, you have also the Unsplash library connected. So you can just download the Unsplash images directly into your Yootheme, and it's already there. So it's really, really fast to build the websites with Yootheme Pro.
It is. Wow. But you are a virtuoso. You are like an expert at this. This is fantastic. How long have you been working with Yootheme Pro?
I'm not so sure, maybe 3 or 4 years. In the beginning, it did not have that much features as it's now, but the dynamic content sources are really a game changer. Also, if you look, for example, at this website, apartments in Schwäbisch Hall, the apartments are all filled with Joomla core articles, and the images are filled with repeatable fields. So the site owner does not have to take care of any layout, just fills the custom fields. And it really looks nice.
It sure does. It's awesome. Well, Elisa, that was breathtaking. Wonderful. Thank you so much. You're going to be a very popular presenter. Everybody that finds out about you is going to want you for their event, and I don't blame them. So thank you very much, Elisa. That was great. If anybody wants to head back to the lobby for a quick chit chat and you get a chance to chat with everyone before you have to run off to the next session, we will see you there. But Elisa, thank you once again. And how do people get in touch with you, Elisa, if they want to connect with you?
So you can just wait. You just can drop me an email through my website, coolcat-creations.com, or I'm also in the lobby right now. So just drop me a message in the lobby and we can exchange.
Fantastic. So you can get her live in the lobby or hit her at the website, send her an email. Elisa, thank you so much again. This was wonderful.
Thank you.
Have a super event, the rest of it, and I hope to bump into you live again sometime.
Yeah, hope so too. Thank you all. Bye.
All right. Bye for now.